The galaxy explodes. The rebels return. You can relive it all with Kenner's Star Wars Return of the Jedi collection.
Rebel attack squad ahead.
New Imperial shuttle. You have to put it together. Batteries not included. Action figures each sold separately.
After him. Excellent, Lord Vader. Death Star signaling. Wings up. Prepare to land. Landing gear down. Ramp engaged. This battle station better be ready or... Yes, my Emperor.
New Imperial shuttle. Action figures sold separately. From Kenner's Star Wars Return of the Jedi collection.
That shuttle is gigantic. That's my immediate reaction. Like, wow. If that was released, like, wow. It's pretty big. Like, the fact that they went the extra mile and said, oh yeah, you know what? We're going to make, like, a shuttle as a toy that's, like, that big. I mean, it's a pretty big toy. That's pretty big. It's not small. No. That's a gigantic ship. I mean, the wings go out so much, up and down, like everything. Like, it's a pretty nice ship. And it's one that you never really see fly that much. So it's pretty nice to see that it actually got its own, like, vehicle that you could actually get as a, you know, have it in a set. I mean, just saying. I mean, it's pretty cool. And, yeah, it's pretty awesome. Yeah. No other comment. It's really big. Like, I'm sure that cost a good amount of money because that's pretty big.
You don't scare me, Darth Vader, because I have the strength of the Force.
You cannot hide.
I'm a Jedi Knight, and the Force is the strongest power in the universe. Your powers are weakening, Vader, but the Force is strong in me. I can feel it.
Feel the Force with Kenner's Star Wars Return of the Jedi collection. Figures, vehicles, and playsets each sold separately, only from Kenner.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Not sure what to say to this one. That was advertising the Kenner Star Wars toys in general, first of all. At first I thought it was going to be advertising the lightsaber, because you saw the kid with the lightsaber, and he starts off like referring to Darth Vader, and then he says, and then I think he says like Nate Vader, and I'm like, wait, what? Like, what's going on here? I mean, I just heard that, and I was kind of like, I don't know what to say. Okay, and because it wasn't a lightsaber, I was really confused, because it looked like it was trying to advertise like maybe the current lightsaber for that movie, because like they always make a lightsaber for every movie. So I was a little confused about that. Don't know why they decided to. Yeah, okay. I really don't know what to say to this one. This one was kind of just. I mean, I guess it was advertising everything, but just in general, it just sort of seemed kind of weird with the whole entire like the kid and the Darth Vader and the. I just don't want to make sense of it, but like, okay, yeah. No idea what to say. Really have no idea.
When you've got the strength of the Force, you're ready for war. A war between freedom and tyranny. A war between both sides of the Force, the strongest power in the universe.
Don't underestimate the Force.
Feel the Force. Fight the battles. Live the adventure. With Star Wars Return of the Jedi collection, the biggest collection of vehicles, figures, and playsets in the galaxy, each sold separately, only from Kenner.
Okay, again, this is supposed to advertise just Star Wars figures in general. This one's more focusing on the vehicles rather than the actual figures. But just in general, it's supposed to be referring to like it's the largest collection of figures and all this other stuff that they've had. Probably, and it's probably true, because they really at this time they really didn't have any other series that were as big when it came to figures. Especially because Star Wars definitely did. I mean, Star Wars. More so than anything else at this time. I mean, I'm not sure if G.I. Joe was out at this time. If it was, then even so, it's probably still bigger. And Star Trek was also pretty big at this time. So, you know, you have all these big things that are going on right now. So it definitely is that general time where like all these big things are kind of going on. You know, those were probably the three biggest action figure and also movie / TV or whatever series things. But yeah, G.I. Joe, Star Wars, Star Trek, and you know, there were a couple other things, but like those were probably the main ones at the time. And G.I. Joe is basically gone now, even though it was super successful for a very long time. And Star Trek still has merchandise. I don't know if they really do as much now, but Star Wars, you know, obviously Star Wars is doing stuff now with the new movie out. So, yeah, it's definitely something, and it's interesting. It's definitely interesting, and it's good stuff to see, and that's about it. But it's just something to note, and it is something interesting to know how big it is and how successful it's been, and. It's almost 40 years, guys, and the next movie's supposedly coming out apparently 2017. I believe it's supposed to be like May of 2017, which is like, what? Yeah, I heard about that very recently, and I was like, okay. And obviously that could be pushed further back, and that could be even moved up. Most likely, if anything, it would probably move back, but you never know. Obviously, with all the funds what they got from the 7th movie, we might just see that. I mean, it's supposedly like the 4th most successful movie at this time. Obviously, as we know, the box office numbers still could go up because they usually figure out the numbers like every week or so, and then once it's gone, that's when they like stop. So yeah, it is something interesting to note. It is kind of important to remember that. So yeah, that's about it. So let's keep going, guys, with these commercials. We're almost done.